count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome. Bienvenidos. I would like to thank everyone who has joined us tonight to celebrate the graduation of West Leyden High School's class of 2020. We would like to begin our ceremony with the singing of our national anthem. So please rise and join the Leyden Festival Band under the direction of Mr. Brian Miller and Miss Abby Cott. Good evening. I'm Patricia Makishima, and I have the honor and privilege to serve this class, this school, and this great community as principal of West Leyden High School. It is such an honor to deliver this year's commencement address, my first one as principal of West Leyden, although I do recognize that the circumstances are far from ideal. It's really unfortunate that this year's ceremony is being held virtually, and I can only say that I truly wish it were different, but we're here to celebrate and acknowledge each one of you graduates. I would like to thank each of our amazing West Leyden teachers, counselors, and staff, our building and district administrators, our superintendent, Dr. Poliak, and the Board of Education. Together, we celebrate this major accomplishment with each one of you, even if it's from a distance. I've heard many people saying that 2020 shouldn't count. I completely and utterly disagree. Not only is this my first year as your principal, but most importantly, 2020 has a very special meaning for our amazing quarantine class of 2020. This class should be celebrated and remembered for all their accomplishments and their resilience. As I wrap up my first year here at West Leyden, I can't say how blessed and humbled I am every day to work alongside so many people whose primary goal is to ensure that our students receive the best educational experience. They truly embody our district's motto of what's best for kids. Their love and dedication for our community are commendable, and their passion for what they do is admirable. They have reinvented themselves throughout these challenging times and have continued to work tirelessly to prepare our students for the future and for this changing world. To our retiring Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Concannon, thank you for all you've done for our Leyden families, students, staff, and community. We wish you all the best on this new chapter of your life. To our parents, guardians, and families, you have trusted us with your most precious and valuable gifts, your kids, and for that we thank you. We thank you for your continued partnership. We thank you for all your sacrifice, dedication, love, patience, and countless hours of support. We know that many of you have gone through challenges recently, or maybe even going through them now. However, you have not stopped loving and supporting your children. You should be very proud of these young men and women. And now, West Leyden High School graduating class of 2020. This celebration is certainly different, to say the least. I can't imagine what you're going through right now. I don't have a child in his senior year, so I can only relate to what I hear or read. Many of you are sad, heartbroken, and have a deep feeling of loss. The loss of final moments with friends, the loss of your last sports season or school play, the loss of not being able to be recognized for your accomplishments at the awards ceremonies, the loss of goodbyes to your friends and to those adults who impacted your lives, and perhaps most of all, the loss of memories that will never be made and traditions that you will never get to experience. This is, of course, not how any of us imagined your high school experience to end. You missed on memories and traditions. Senior year is a big deal. High school graduation is a big deal. Graduation is about more than walking across the stage to collect a diploma, though. It marks the beginning of the next phase of your life, which is something worth celebrating, even in these difficult times. For a generation of kids born and raised in challenging times, from the year that you were born with 9/11 and now to what it is, a global pandemic, you have shown to be a lot more resilient and more resourceful than we could ever imagine. I wish we could give all of you the graduation you deserve. I wish we could give all your parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles the chance to hear your name ring out and see you walk across the stage and receive your diploma. But maybe you've gained something more important than any of that. Maybe as young adults, you know something powerful, that you have been tested and you did not lose focus, determination, your power, and energy. You kept going. You've shown your resilience and strength. All this time that our lives have been on a standstill, you've been learning how to roll with the punches, adapt and grow to new challenges and situations that have arisen. Through all this chaos, I hope that you will never forget the lessons that you are learning right now. You are true Leyden Eagles who have demonstrated excellence, service, and unity throughout your 4 years here at West Leyden. And with that, I'm sure you will make the world a better place. You are the Leyden class that demonstrates leadership, excellence, yearning, determination, enthusiasm, and you're all noteworthy. So, graduating class of 2020, before I conclude my remarks, I would like to provide you with some words of wisdom. Take risks. Whether you succeed or fail, they both are equally important. Make mistakes, but learn from them. Work hard. Pelé, a Brazilian famous soccer player, once said, "Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you're doing or learning to do." Don't be afraid of fear because it sharpens you, it challenges you, and it makes you stronger. Plan for tomorrow, but enjoy today, the here, the now. Define success on your own terms, achieve it by your own rules, and build a life you're proud to live. Be kind to others. The simplest gift you can give others is your smile. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And I can assure you that you will soon grow to value everything your parents or guardians have been telling you the last 18 years. Their wisdom and life experience are extremely valuable. So carry on, class of 2020. You are our future, and it's going to be bright. Congratulations, West Leyden Eagles. And now, I would like to introduce, presenting his commencement speech, your name, our superintendent, Dr. Nick Poliak.
Good evening. On behalf of the school board, administration, faculty, and staff at Leyden, I would like to welcome all of you to the virtual graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. Normally, my graduation speech highlights the stories of 3 members of the graduating class. This year is different. This year has been very different. As you move forward today, you will take with you all of the lessons your teachers, coaches, and others have provided. I'm not just talking about math and English and art. I'm talking about the life lessons everyone has provided. You will move forward with your reputation and with your name. Now, when you grow up with a name like Nick Poliak, no one has ever met anyone with that same name. Everything I say and everything I do has impacted what people think of me, and all of that comes back to what people think about the Poliak name. The same is true and will continue to be true for all of you. I'd like to share a story about another person who lived his life in the Midwest. His name is Bill Gaither. Bill and his wife Gloria were teachers in Alexandria, Indiana. They were looking for a piece of land where they could build a house and raise their family. They found a parcel of land that belonged to a 92-year-old retired banker named Mr. Ewell. Mr. Ewell told everyone that land would always be used only for cattle to graze. Bill and his wife met with Mr. Ewell to ask about buying the property, and he told them, "Not selling. I promised that land to the farmers so their cows can graze." Bill explained that he and his wife were teachers and they wanted to settle in the area and raise their family. Mr. Ewell said, "What's your name again?" When Bill answered, Mr. Ewell asked, "Are you related to Grover Gaither?" Bill answered, "Yes, he's my grandfather." Mr. Ewell looked over the top of his glasses and said, "Grover Gaither was the best worker I ever had working that land. Full day's work for a full day's pay. So honest." He told Bill to come back and see him later that week. When Bill returned, he sat down and held his breath. Mr. Ewell said he had had the property appraised. "How does $3,800 sound to you?" Bill thought that there were 15 acres of land, and that would be almost $60,000. Mr. Ewell corrected him. "No, that's $3,800 for all 15 acres. Bill quickly accepted the offer and bought the property. Nearly 3 decades later, Bill and his son walked that land, and he told his son, "You had this wonderful place to grow up through nothing you've done, but because of the good name of a great-grandfather you never met." I want you to think about that story. As each of you graduate tonight, you are here because of what was done by so many people before you. Maybe it was decisions made by your parents, your grandparents, or your guardians. Maybe it was the influence of your teachers, your coaches, or other role models. And certainly, it was due to your hard work and effort over the past 18 years. But it doesn't end there. You will now take your name and carry it forward. The decisions you make and the life that you lead after Leyden will have a direct impact on your children, your grandchildren, and generations to come. Protect your name. Make decisions and lead your life in a way that will make your family and your school proud. When you do that, I guarantee you will find success and happiness. Speaking on behalf of all of us at Leyden, to all of our graduates tonight, it has been an honor to be part of your life. As you move forward today, you have another name that goes with you. You are a Leyden Eagle. Go change the world and take good care of that name as well. We are so proud of all of you today. We wish you nothing but the best in your lives. And remember, no matter where you go and no matter what you do, you will always be a Leyden Eagle. Thank you. This is also a time that I need to thank and say goodbye to some very important people. First of all, Mrs. Amy Ramsey, our Director of Special Education, will be moving on at the end of this year to new opportunities. Amy, we cannot thank you enough for all you've done for our students and our community over the years. We wish you all the best. And at our graduation, I would normally bring out flowers now to celebrate the retirement of Dr. Beth Kincannon. Dr. Beth, you've been an amazing leader over the years for Leyden. You were the first female principal in the history of the school district, and your work can be seen throughout our school district. We thank you for all you've done, and we wish you nothing but the best in your retirement. Thank you.
Throwing for his own end zone on the comeback, it's intercepted. Charles Tillman, 5, end zone, touchdown! Play fake, gonna throw, working over the middle, and it is intercepted by Tillman. Off the hands of Green, up with it at the 15 to the 20, running right to the 30, breaks a tackle, spins out of another one to midfield, breaks another tackle, Eifert breaks him down in Bengals territory. Ball's out, and it's picked up by the Bears. Running it, Tillman, 20, 15, 10, 5. Are you kidding me? Touchdown. Throwing left. Caught, Finley gives it up. Bears around it. Peter Tillman poked it away. Quick throw, right in the hands of Charles Tillman. 20, 15, 10, 5. End zone. Pick 6. Peanut Tillman does it again. Don't remember to throw. Throwing to the end zone. Moss fighting for it. Intercepted. Tillman intercepted the ball. He's on his horse. Charles Tillman is not your typical corner.
Leyden High School District 212, what's going on? I'm Peanut Tillman, and I'm just calling or shooting a video to say congratulations. Now, this is like my third or fourth video because it's Leyden, and I was saying Leyden. I do apologize, but shouts out to all you 2020 seniors. We got the east side, we got the west side. Hey man, sorry y'all don't get the actual opportunity to walk across the stage, but I'm sure your virtual graduation will be just as nice. You guys put in the time, the effort, and you have the sweat equity of staying up late and studying and getting good grades. Man, I wish you guys nothing but the best in 2021. I wish the whole world nothing but success in 2021. Because, yeah, 2020 was a bust, but I know 2021 will be a better year because we got young minds like yourselves going out there making a change. So, with that being said, congratulations to go out there, make your mark on life.
This year's salutatorian is Adrian Lechuga, who will talk to us about where we have been.
Hi, it's my honor to welcome you all to the graduation for the class of 2020. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents for without their support and their paramount focus on academics, I most likely would have never achieved many of the things I have so far in my life. I'd also like to thank my teachers, because without the extra help and dedication that they devoted to my classmates and I, success would have been much harder to achieve. Then, of course, I'd like to thank my friends, co-mentors, and the boys, for without the bonds formed and the memories shared, high school would have never been the same, and I really appreciate them. Finally, I'd like to thank all of you for being exactly where you are right now with your families, listening on this important day as my classmates and I achieve our biggest milestone yet. This ceremony is both a celebration of our past and a challenge to our future. I'd also like to thank all of the administration, along with every single teacher and faculty member, on behalf of the entire class of 2020, for helping us reach this moment during the last 4 years. August 16, 2016. Most of you do not remember that day or care for its importance. However, that was the day when most of us embarked on our high school journey. It doesn't feel like too long ago when we entered the auditorium for our freshman orientation, surrounded by hundreds of other teens experiencing the exact same feeling we all felt at least once that day: fascination. Since then, we've all marked our own paths throughout high school. Some of us becoming athletes, cheerleaders, musicians, artists, leaders in extracurriculars, academically focused students, and more. Through all our differences, we each play our own role in being part of the class of 2020. And look at us now. We just finished our senior year of high school, 4 years later, and we are graduating. Now, I know this is not how most of us expected our graduation to be like. We missed out on events I know most of us deemed essential to our idea of a traditional high school experience. The problems we faced didn't happen overnight, and they won't be solved tomorrow. But if we all work together, we can foster a greater understanding, positive change, and create a more peaceful world for ourselves, our children, our families, and our communities. Those are the powerful words from Michael Jordan in his ESPN documentary, The Last Dance, which is quite fitting considering we, the class of 2020, are currently concluding our own last dance of high school. His words do not only apply to this immediate public crisis we're in, but as a call to action as we move on to start new chapters in our lives. No, we did not have the opportunity to experience our final Junior Olympics, our prom, or walk across the stage. However, we are something no other high school graduation class can ever be: unique, memorable. How we react to these obstacles and move on to succeed will be our defining moment as a class. The class of 2020 will forever be able to stand out from the rest, and we can always be proud of that. This is our moment. As the authors of our past and present, take charge of this moment and use it as fuel to write out the story to your future. Congrats, graduates. We did it.
This year, our valedictorian is Giovanni Della Torre, who will present his speech, Where Are We Going?
Before starting my speech, I just want to thank my sister and parents for everything they have done for me. Without them, I would have not been able to do this, especially to my parents that came to this country with nothing, yet gave me everything. Okay, here we go. Senior year has been full of surprises. Our class has set records in some unusual ways, from being part of the only graduating year that had to finish high school through online classes, to being the first class ever here at West to never win Junior Olympics. We have proven that it is not rigged. Although we didn't end our last high school days the way we would have wanted to, it sure was an unforgettable ending. The first day of high school, we all couldn't wait until the 4 years passed so we could go off to college. Now, many of us are scared to death and don't want to move on from college. Some are more prepared than others. But now we are all here, all together, including the varsity jocks, the popular cheerleaders, the brains, the ones that always sleep in class, the lovers, the loners, and last but not least, the boys. We are here all together, closing this chapter and opening up a new one in our life. High school was an education that will serve as a platform we use to launch ourselves into our future. Each of us will travel our own path. As Christopher Morley once said, there is only one success: to be able to live your life in your own way. We all have our set goals, and all of us are going to chase our dreams until we succeed. Many obstacles will come across us, but nothing will stop you if you are determined to succeed. You have everything you need to reach your goals. You already accomplished this, your graduation. But graduation doesn't mark the end of your development. It is only a milestone along the way. You are the author of your own future. Some of us are going to college, others are going to trade school, and others are going straight into the workforce. No matter where we go or what we do, there are challenges ahead of us. What I'm asking from each and from myself is that we all must try to excel in everything you do. Strive for excellence in every task, whether it's large or small. Imagine if every individual lived up to his or her full potential. If we all work to make our lives successful, we could have some great impact on society. Well, we may not have the power to inspire the entire world to strive for success, but we do have the power to try to do it ourselves. My challenge to each and every one of you and to myself is to do all that you can do to reach your full potential. If all of us in the graduating class do this, just imagine the impact that we could have. The future is truly in our hands, so let's make the most out of it. Congratulations to my fellow graduates of 2020. We made it.
The chamber singers will now perform This Day under the direction of Miss Stacy Cunningham.
This day is fleeting when it slips away. Not all our money can buy back this day. So let us pray that we might be a friend before this day is spent. This day is frail and it will pass by. So before it's too late to recapture the time, let us share love, let us share God before this day is gone. Before this day is gone.
It is my pleasure to introduce our school board president, Mr. Gregory Ignoffel.
Hello, graduates. It is an honor and a privilege for me to speak to you. I would rather see you in person joined by your family and friends, but I am no less honored and I am very proud to be part of your celebration. To say that you are moving into adulthood and opening a new chapter in your life during challenging times just doesn't cover it for the class of 2020. Through the course of human history, there has always been challenging times, some more than others, but always there and always with challenges and opportunities. There is no question that you are up to the task of being that next generation who will make a positive and productive contribution for the betterment of all. I would like to share with you some excerpts from Dr. Martin Luther King's commencement address at Springfield College in 1964. Dr. King talks about remaining awake through a great revolution and describes Washington Irving's story, Rip Van Winkle. The one thing that we remember about this story, probably more than anything else, Dr. King states, is the fact that Rip Van Winkle slept 20 years. But there is another point in that story that is almost always completely overlooked. It was the sign on the inn in the little town on the Hudson from which Rip went up to the mountain for his long sleep. When he went up, the sign had a picture of King George III of England. When he came down, it had a picture of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This incident suggests to us that the most striking thing about the story of Rip Van Winkle is not merely that he slept 20 years, but that he slept through a revolution. One of the great liabilities of history is the fact that all too many people find themselves amid a great period of social change, and yet they fail to achieve the new attitudes and the new mental outlook that the new situation demands. It seems to me that there is nothing more tragic than to be in this condition, the condition of sleeping through a revolution. Poverty is one of the great problems facing our nation and facing our world, and anyone who fails to see this is sleeping through a revolution. I would also like to suggest if we are to remain awake through this great revolution, we must work passionately and unrelentingly to remove the last vestiges of racial injustice from our nation, and from the world. We only need to open our newspapers and turn on our television, and we realize that it is still with us. If we are to remain awake through social revolution, we must come to see that the problems of the world cannot be solved through corroding hatred and physical violence. Anyone who believes that violence can solve the problems of the world today is sleeping through a revolution. This is our challenge, and this is our great opportunity. We must continue to have faith in the future and to realize that as we struggle to get rid of poverty, as we struggle to get rid of economic injustices, and as we struggle to get rid of the long and desolate night of war, as we struggle to get rid of racial injustice, we do not struggle alone. Dr. King spoke those words the day after he was arrested in St. Augustine, Florida, 56 years ago. Disappointingly so, they are still very much applicable today. Graduates, you are presented with multiple challenges and an abundance of opportunities. I have no doubt that you will be active participants in change. And remember, we do not struggle alone. There are so many people to thank for your opportunities at Leyden, those who collectively made such a profound impact in the lives of the class of 2020 that time simply does not allow me to acknowledge individually. But thank you all. And each year there are a few goodbyes. Dr. Beth Kincannon, who will be retiring at the end of June, and Mr. Jason Markey, who will be taking on new challenges next year. Thank you both for your commitment to the Leyden community. And also to Danielle Mata and Max Gonzalez, our two student board members. Through their participation at school events, attendance at board meetings, and their many other commitments, Danielle and Max have brought your voice to the highest level of decision-making. Thank you both for your commitment to Leyden, the long hours, your valuable insight, and collaboration. We will miss you. To the families of these new Leyden alumni, thank you for allowing us to be part of their lives. We share with you the commitment to excellence for their success, and I hope that we have met and exceeded your expectations. On behalf of the Board of Education, it is with an abundance of Leyden pride that I accept these fine young men and women as Leyden High School's newest alumni, the class of 2020. They bring honor to themselves, their families, and the entire Leyden community. Thank you.
Mr. Knaffel, it is with great pleasure that I assure you that the members of the class of 2020 have met the requirements as established by the Board of Education.
Our readers are Mr. Richard Draubny and Ms. Marta Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you West Leyden's class of 2020 top 10 students. Nathan James Agoncillo, Brenda Maria Bolivar, Sutape Chantapim, Giovanni de la Torre, Adrián Lechuga, Macy Maria Mijorchek, Emily Jasmine Nájera, Osvaldo Porrua, Laura Sánchez Flores, Diane Santos, Evelyn Abundes, Andrea Daniela Aceves, Brianna Adames, Leslie Adan, Ángel Gabriel Águila, Diego Aguilar, Giselle Aguilar, Evelyn Aguilera, Mario Aguirre Rosales, Giovanni Alatorre, Cristian Aldana Morales, Jimena Alfaro, Stephanie Alvarado, Giselle Alvarado, Eduardo Ulises Álvarez, Nayeli Anaya Flores, Nicholas Anderson, Rebecca Rosemary Anderson, Christopher Andrade Carrera, Angélica Patricia Arce, Abel Arcos, Salomón Arcos Sandoval, Edith Arriano, Alicia Marie Arocho, Denise Arriaga, Emily Nicole Arteaga, Ángel Arceta, Kimberly Arzola, Jocelyn Ávila, Rosario Ávila, Violeta Anaí Abitia Nevarez, Rakeb Ayalu, Rikiat Balagon, Heriberto Banderas, América Buñuelos, Casey Esperanza Barajas Martínez, Yaritza Barbosa, Jasmine Barrientos, Thomas Jeffrey Barroso, Jonah Bass, Areli Bautista, Adrián Fernando Bautista Cortés, Alexia Becerra,
Carla Giovanna Becerril,
Lisa Beltrán, María Teresita Benítez, Grace Berger, Eric Bernal, Nicole Jean-Marie Burns, Haley Nicole Bielski, Evelyn Bolanos, Jessica Boyas, José Ramón Borges, Freddy Cabrera, Cassandra Campos Merino, Alexandra Carranza, Jesús Mario Carranza, Jesús Enrique Carrasco Martínez, Eric Careño Flores, Rogelio Carrera, Joel Carrillo, Jasmine Castillo, Lucas Tyler Cedcidlo, Felix Timothy Celestino, Kimberly Celis, Montserrat Chavez, Ashley Nicole Chigna, Joshua Cisneros, Kayla Lakita Lee Kaufman, Talisa Colón Vázquez. Yawana Colón Vázquez. Elisa Brianna Conrad. Giselle Contreras López. Alexis Lorenzo Corona. Mona Lisa Grace Javier Corpus. Ángel Adrián Corral. Talia Corral. Leonardo Corte. Saúl Ernesto Cortés. Ryan Joseph Serwinski. María Estela Decorato. Kevin de Jesús Santiago. Natalia Isabel de la Torre. Giselle Delgado. Johnny Delgado. Roberto Carlos Jesús Delgado García. Alicia Delgado Herrera. Armando Diamano González. David Elías Díaz. José Ángel Díaz. Luis Díaz. Michelle Guadalupe Díaz. Andrea Díaz Corona. Jamelín Díaz Morillo. Julisa Díaz Morillo.
Albin Domaset.
Francisco Domínguez. William Austin Drake. Jennifer Duarte. Carolina Dueñas. Devin Andre Dumel. Molly Elizabeth Eaton.
Miriam El Isawi.
L. Marie Engelke. Jocelyn Escamilla. Aaron Escobedo. Berenice Esquivel. Eric Falcón Flores. Josué Favela. Eduardo Flores. Marta Alejandra Flores. Sofía Flores. Vanessa Flores. Crystal Flores Lopez. Vincent David Fredrickson. Gabriela Ann Galicia. Gary Richard Gallardo. Amber Marie Gandar. Viene Areli Gaona Dorado. Alondra Garcia. Brandon Garcia. Diana Garcia. Giselle María García. Isabella Garcia. Jacob Robert Garcia. Jane Garcia. Luis Ángel Garcia. David Matthew Garza. Christopher Gerke. Maximino Alfonso Godínez, Cristian Montserrat González, Maximus Samuel González, Rafael Iván González, Ramón Gerardo González, Emanuel González Ortiz, Donovan Matthew Gerbic, Mayra Guevara, Joshua Michael Gulino, Jasmine Esmeralda Gutierrez, Natalie Gutierrez, Ulises Gutierrez Villa, Jesús Abraham Guzmán, Melanie Guzmán, Karen Heredia, José Luis Hermida, Abraham Hernández, Ashley Hernández, Ayana Trina Hernández, Elías Alfonso Hernández, Jennifer Hernández, Juan Carlos Hernández, Matthew Diamond Hernández, Angélica Herrera, Kaylin Herrera, Janet Herrera Carrasco, Miguel Ángel Hidalgo, Adam Ho, Olivia Hernician, Alberto Huicolchea, Madison Elizabeth Humanicki, Anthony Brian James, Francisco Andrés Jaques, Jaylene Jimenez, Jonathan Jimenez, Leslie Lisbeth Jimenez, Misael Jimenez, Seth Andrew Robert Johnson, Fabiola Juárez, Joseph Romeo Juárez, Omar Juárez, Sofía Casa, Tori Ann Kornatowski, Cameron William Kowalczyk, Juan Lascano,
Melody Yesenia Leiva, Eric León, Brianna Joy Lesser, Lucas Tadeusz Leson, Alexander Julián López, Ángel Iván López, Daniela Angélica López, Emiliano López, Janelle Nicole López, Polo Kevin López,
Jenna Marie Losaco,
Daniel Israel Loenkos, Janitza Maldonado, Karina Andrea Maldonado, Peter Walter Malinowski, Yvonne Stephanie Manjarres. Jessica Jacqueline Manjarres. Kevin Manzanares. Mario Michael Marena. Rebecca Márquez García. Alfonso Martínez. Daniel Martínez. Desiree Diamond Martínez. Francisco Martínez. Yameli Martínez. Ronald Anthony Masari. Heidi Mazón. Ismael Ángel Medina. Jonathan Mejía. Mitzi Carmen Mejía Serrano. Elizabeth Alejandra Mena. Tanya Mena. Nicole Natalie Méndez. Valeria Méndez. Alicia Mayerly Mendoza. Alejandro Mercado. John Raynard Mercado. Alexis Miret.
Gabriel Milan Jr.
Nancy Karina Miramontes. Desiree Angelina Miranda. Hailey Elisa Mitchell. Nicole Eunice Moctezuma. Brittany Molina. Adrián Sebastián Monarres. Tamara Mondragón. Joel Montoya. Annalisa Nicole Moore. Cristal Marlene Morales. Montserrat Morales. Brittany Morales Aguilar. Adrián Moreno. Mónica Moreno. Vanessa Moreno. Tyler Xavier Morgan. Juan Carlos Naja. Mia Lauren Nano. Jada Janae Neal. Salvador Negrete. Alejandro Nevares. Alvin Núñez. Lorenzo Núñez. James Joseph O'Donnell. Brian Hosmar Ocampo. Alondra María Ochoa. Lillian Ann Oleski. Stephanie Monique Orellana. Luis Ortega. Yasmin Ortiz. Deanna Nicole Palella. Steve Pardinas. Priya Nainesh Bai Patel. Manuel Payan Estrada. Alexis Taylor Payne. Ulises Jesús Pelayo. Tino Eric Pereira. Cristian Eduardo Pérez. Diana Pérez. Keilani Noemi Pérez. Leslie Michelle Pérez. Leanne Angeli Pérez. Marcos Ufiel Pérez. Saúl Francisco Pérez. Jonas Abdiel Pérez García. Sebastián Plasencia. J.D. María Prado. Anthony Guadalupe Presa. Eliseo Presa. David Michel Price-Bosch. Jan Michael Puello. Camila Valeria Quesada Pérez. Jocelyn Quintero. Gabino Rafaela. Armando Ramírez. Mauricio Jesús Ramírez Sepúlveda. Brian A. Ramos. Ángela Rangel Bautista. Keila Reina Pérez. Carlos Reyes. Yvonne Reyes. Amber Marie Rhodes. Brianna Ríos. Diego Ríos. Faith Amanda Ríos. Evelyn Rivas. Edwin Alessandro Rivera. Briana Anaís Rodríguez. Daniela Rodríguez. Xiomara Rodríguez. Jason Rodríguez Valle. Israel Rojas Enríquez. Jocelyn Desiree Román. Spencer Nathan Roybal. Emily Sandy Ruiz. Yasmín Ruiz. Jonathan Ruiz. Manuel Ángel Ruiz. Jacqueline Sainz Romero. Janessa Corina Sáez. Ángel Eduardo Salcedo. Cindy Saldierna. Yanira Abigail Salgado. Leslie Maite Salguero. Justin Michael Salinas. Alejandro Samayoa Hurtarte. Rachel Sánchez. Roberto Sánchez. Adolfo Sandoval. Marlene Sandoval. Gabriel Sarmiento. Karen Saucedo. Edgar Francisco Segura. Elizabeth Segura. Jonathan Orión Shapiama. James Christopher Sharp. Shirley Marie Silva. Lisbeth Guadalupe Silva Cepeda. Jocelyn Jana Scaret. Dominik Skorynko. Axel Sosa. Isali Marie Soto. Joshua Soto. Erica Lee Stenhog. Laura Gia Rochelle Strutz. Hannah Marie Saltis. Daniela Tapia. Lisette Tapia. Daisy Tinoco Quiñones. Giselle Gesemaní Torres. David Treto. Kazumi Nozomi Trinidad. Yasmín Trujillo. Leona Marie Umilin. Anthony David Uribe. Kiara Alejandra Valenzuela. Maritza Fabiola Valle. Lorenzo Alfredo Valles. Ruth Amaris Valles. Luis Fernando Vanegas Nonato. Elisette Vanegas Soria. Emiliano Vega. Sheila Vega. Juan Antonio Velasco. Ashley Stephanie Vergara. Leonel Andrián Vidales. Karina Villagrán. Jesús Alejandro Villarreal Flores. Kyle Joseph Volman. Monica Wisniewski. Yasmín Ariana Wolf. Jorge Matthew Zamora. Hernán Zamora. Jocelyn Zarate. Francisco Cepeda.
Graduates, I've heard many of you reflect on what you've learned from West Leyden, from our teachers, staff, and from your peers and parents. But what you don't fully realize is what you have given us. Our school is a stronger and more inclusive community because of you and your experiences, stories, accomplishments, and even your struggles. Now, graduates, please stand. Face your family and friends. Move your tassel to the left. You are now alumni of West Leyden High School. Congratulations, class of 2020.